More than more than that.
You know, your dad was a peekaboo dad every now and then. When you found out you were going to be a father, what was the emotion going through there, and what was your plan to set out to be? What kind of father?
Present, yeah, there. Now having my son, it's super bittersweet. I'm like, dude, how could you have not wanted to be there for your boy? There was one point where my dad was over, my son was like 3 months old. I don't hold any resentment towards him. He was holding my son, and I got my son, and I was holding him. He's like, "You're a good dad." And I was like, "Thanks." He's like, "I wasn't a good dad." I was like, it's cool. Like, it's cool. And he's like, "I'm sorry I wasn't there." I'm like, "Nah, it's cool." I'm like, "But I did feel it, you know." And then especially because I have my son, how could you not want to be there for your kid?
Is that what you needed to hear from your dad?
No, I don't need no cosign, man. And we're still alive. I think as long as you're still alive and you're both still alive, you can rekindle something.
Yeah.
And still at this time, he still hasn't tried to rekindle anything. So, but I love him. I don't have any resentment. I had to forgive him because for a minute I was like really holding on to that. My mom, I love you, Mom. My mom's one that told me, "Mijo, you gotta forgive. You gotta forgive him. You don't have to call him and tell him I forgive you. You gotta forgive him within you." And that set me free.
You know,
Welcome to More Than a Dad podcast. I'm your host, Dre Moore. I got my guy, Lou Dre, here with me.
What's the deal, baby?
And our guy, 30 for 30 Earn here.
What's up, y'all?
Lou got us all this emotional intro.
Listen, man, it be so much dad content. I gotta find creative ways to use all the stuff I come by.
Bull said mijo. That made me think of training day. mijo.
Listen, bro, for all the dads out there, man, he said it, man. You don't need no cosign from your dad to say that you a good dad. You just a good dad.
No, that's a fact. That's a super fact. So how's that life, bro?
How's that life, bro?
You just gonna bounce it to Earn. Yo, bouncing it to Earn is
It's straight.
crazy.
Lodge's cool. School's cool. You know, it's holiday time, so all the kids act good.
Yeah.
They on their best behavior.
Exactly.
Listen, I wish that worked for my kids.
Yeah, man. When I was out LA, man, he was like, "Yo, you going to California without me?" Because he went out there the first time with me. He's like, "You going out there without me?" He's like, "You gonna stay in a hotel without me?" Like, he loved hotels. And one of the things when I was at home, he was like, "Did you go out there to do more than a dad?" He was like, "I could have came and did more than a kid." You know, he thought I was, you know, because we had previously went somewhere to do more than a dad when we spoke at IUP. So he was like thinking I was just like traveling. I don't know if he thought we was on tour or something.
He was outside.
You know, but he was trying to, you know,
Speak that into fruition.
yeah, man. He was on me. He was like, "Yo, well, Dad, when you come back, can we do more than a kid?" Like, and I tell him I have all this equipment and stuff, and I tell him like, what you wanna do. So I guess I gotta help him come up with his own content. But it's funny, like, do you ever realize like how much like your interests and stuff rub off on your kids?
Yeah, certain things.
Y'all got any good examples? Like, I never thought my kid would want to be
My kids play video games, yo.
I ain't never think my kids would want to be content creators. I know they watch YouTube channels. Even Manny listens to like kid podcasts on his tablet sometimes. I never knew that he would like be interested in that because, you know, his mom was like doctor, lawyer, scientist stuff all to death. You know what I mean? So I never knew that he would be like interested in like, you know, picking up a microphone or like doing something on camera.
Yeah, with me is cars and driving. My son's been into cars and driving and since as early as I can remember with him. Like, not even regular stuff, like just playing with cars. When he was like 4, I catch him watching what I'm doing when I'm driving. Like, I
Like
catch
looking at
him
your
watch,
feet and stuff?
yeah, looking at my hands and my feet and what I'm doing. He been in the NASCAR, and it's just natural because I'm a car person. I drive for a living. My dad has driven multiple different type of jobs for. It's just natural. So yeah, it definitely rub off 1,000%.
It shocks me every time. Like, you know, granted, Manny's like singing and dancing isn't me, but like to sit and do this or like he was on my YouTube algorithm on the TV the other day, and he was like, "Osa, look at you on TV," and it was the thumbnail from the Osa episode where it said "Get well soon, Osa," and it's her picture. He was like, "Daddy had you on more than a dad. Look, Osa." Like he was just like why was he like, you know what I mean? It was just it's interesting, you know. And he likes to be recorded. Like, you know, his mom is always putting him in the story doing some stuff, artwork or crafts or something. He likes it, so I guess he liked the camera like how I like the camera, I guess.
Yeah, my kids just play games. They just play games.
I was about to say that's fitting because you just
mean,
play
yeah, 'cause I
games,
just
bro.
play
Yeah,
games.
but
I got
they might
you.
take it to the next one. They might build a game. They might make a
They
game.
play games. They be nice though. Like Ash nice with the Minecraft and all that. They be going crazy.
Yeah.
Dre nice, yeah. Dre nice with it. They both nice with it. I mean, that's all I do. So like, they be nice. They be picking.
I don't know if y'all seen my white story recently. I got a Nintendo 64. Like the
Like you
original.
just got it.
No, I probably got it like a year ago, but it's been in our basement, and I don't know if I told you my PS4 died. I'm on a defense about getting a 5. I'm just
Gotta
you know
get
anyway,
5.
gotta get a 5. But in this time where I basically don't have a video game, I still have a Sega, a Super Nintendo collection thing, a regular Nintendo, the collection of games in it, and I have the 64. So over the weekend, I just put it on the 65-inch TV, and we was down there playing Smash Brothers, all pixelated, just killing him.
What it
and-
look like on that jump, bro?
Bro, Mario looked like deformed a little bit, but like, you know, you get the point. He throwing the fireball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
You know what's crazy when we look at like you be seeing like old games now. Like it looks so trash, but I feel like when we was playing that jump, them jumps
It's
did not
fire,
look
bro.
trash.
We didn't
right?
care about that.
Like you look at like graphics of like 2K5, like yo, this is
Or like 007, y'all used to
Right.
mess with 007.
yeah.
That was our game.
Yeah, the
we was on that joint for hours.
Bro.
That joint is horrible.
Yeah, you look at the graphics like yo, how they play this?
you know what
like,
it is? Your eyes got advanced. It's like you can't go backwards. You can only go forward. So
Yeah.
like when you say like Mario looked like this is all we knew Mario to look like.
So
And
it
now,
was like right. So
now
it was a
you
little
got-
updated.
bro, once he became like 3D on 64, and then like once it got like the CG and the 4K looking stuff, it's over.
yeah,
You
it's
can't go
right.
backwards, bro.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
It's like looking at basketball games in black and white, and then you be like, man, I can see the sweat on Brian's face. I can see him balding.
I remember when the change happened, bro. It's Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast is.
If I
fire.
can remember correctly, Dreamcast was the first game with like better graphics. Like
Yeah.
Sonic didn't look. It wasn't 2D going
Right,
across,
yeah,
like
yeah,
Sonic
yeah,
was Sonic.
Dreamcast probably.
I believe Dreamcast started. I think it started like this.
Yo,
We
Dreamcast
like old,
run,
bro.
That's
Huh?
a fact.
So we like,
Dreamcast
now you like how
run.
old we is.
bro. Dreamcast run was so short.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
because like
That's a fact.
once PlayStation got updated, what was it?
That was the
PS
first. That was the first PlayStation.
Yeah, PS1.
That was the first PlayStation.
Dreamcast came after the PlayStation, after the first PlayStation. It's in between PS1 and PS2. Once PS2 came and because Xbox and PS2 came at the same time.
What about GameCube? Where's
GameCube came when they came. GameCube came when PS2, Xbox, and GameCube came at the same time. Dreamcast is in between the PlayStation 1. When PlayStation 1 and it was PlayStation 1 and N64 and then Dreamcast came. When Dreamcast came, it had that little window and then PlayStation and Xbox
Took off.
yeah.
Dreamcast
PlayStation
was
2
all
and Xbox came and it was over. Dreamcast was gone. Sega was done. That's the last Sega system.
Is there a major Nintendo system right now? What is it? The Switch?
No,
Yeah.
Switch.
Is that a system or is that like a?
There's a
hand-
system. You can
Both.
play it on. It's both. It's handheld, but you can play it on the TV.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo's still surviving, but Sega was done, bro. They was obsolete after PS2 and Xbox came. It was over.
I miss having the variety of like systems, and like I miss going to the game store and it's actually like people who make games and it's a lot of games. I feel like it's not a lot of games to play, but either here or there. Me and my son was
In
playing.
the rabbit hole of games.
Yeah, sorry to go down this random rabbit hole of like games from the '90s, but me and Manny was playing Super Smash Brothers with his cousin, and he playing with Captain Falcon, and I'm playing with Mario and Donkey Kong. I was trashing him, bro. He don't know how to jump back to the board, so I just keep like throwing him off the mat. I was having a good time doing that for like 2 days.
No, that's lit.
So,
that's lit.
Yeah, that's just my little video game commentary.
Video game rant. Let's jump into these topics, bro.
No, hold on. Let Aaron introduce the one.
We wanted to talk about T.I. and his son. I know y'all seen the video on T.I. and his son. And is T.I. wrong? Or is King
T.I.
wrong? Yeah, is T.I. wrong?
How about we play it? You want to play a little bit of it?
Yeah, play a
play
little bit.
Business. You want to hide it for the world? I'm gonna put it out there for them to see. Hey man, I would have put up nowhere. You ain't had me put up nowhere. Like you ain't had me behind the mansion. I was outside doing what I wanted to do. You was behind that till you cried. No, I got too much to drink. I drunk too much. Drunk too much. Let's go. Now get mad because we say the South ain't the suburbs. Then he want to talk about some other. Like this being sick. This being sick. No, I'm being real.
Crazy.
You lying. You lying. You up here flagging. You're capping.
Yeah,
just to give y'all just of how that's King, right? King talking to T.I. and his mom, Tiny. They were in a dispute, and Aaron made me aware of this was like in a box seating at a Falcons game. Like this is in public. The son talking to his parents that way, saying that they are capping, and I wanted to get y'all take on, like, is he wrong? Because I think eventually in the video he puts him in like a headlock or something.
yeah.
Oh, Tip put him in the headlock?
Yes.
I put him in the headlock.
So the father put the son in the headlock.
Was he wrong for the headlock?
Yes.
No.
It's in public though.
What that mean?
That mean y'all gotta act the way
Oh.
y'all family should.
You ever beat your kid in public?
I don't think so. No.
Would you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not famous though. I'm not a famous rapper with a
I must
TV
have
show.
forgot about Adrian Peterson, whatever he was doing.
I mean,
Should T.I. and Tiny been more mature? Because it seemed like it didn't start out as a serious little back and forth, but it got serious. King got
so should
serious.
they been mature enough to diffuse the situation?
Yes. Right then and there, we ain't doing this right here.
It's a lot of entitlement in that, though. It's a lot of entitlement in his tone.
That's
It's a
fact.
lot of entitlement in the way he's talking. So, like, me being a person, like, outside, like, you just, as a parent, like, you just not going to be cursing at me, bro. So, like, I might just have to give you some act right. Like, I might have to throw you in the headlock. Like, he's really talking to him crazy. They not yelling or nothing. They mad calm. But he's, like, talking crazy. He's, like, saying you was drunk and all that. Like, he said you was drinking too much.
That's a fact.
Like, he's being disrespectful.
That's a fact.
And like I always say, they respect violence. He didn't punch on him. He just put him in a little headlock.
But he young. He's 18. He don't know no better. He want to have this, I don't know.
Tough guy persona.
Yes.
Street guy persona.
Exactly. And they trying to tell him, like, nah, you lived in a mansion. You lived in a
You
mansion.
had money.
You
Your
ate
whole
with a
life.
silver spoon. And he like, no, I was outside. I was outside, did what I wanted to do. Y'all capping. He's a kid though, and dumb kids, should they been more mature to end it right there?
I don't know.
If this is in a house, cool. T.I. could react exactly how he want to react. He could beat King up like bad if they in a house, if they're in the comfort of their own home. But they're around a lot of people in a public venue.
I'm not mature enough to do that.
True.
I haven't reached the maturity level to not argue back and forth with Ashton. He's 6.
I like your
argue
honesty.
back and forth with a 6-year-old. I will
appreciate your
argue.
honesty.
Huh?
We appreciate
I will
your
argue
honesty.
back and forth with him for hours if he want to go back and forth.
Oh nah.
I don't really care. So like to me, like I'm the wrong person to ask. Like if
What's the consequences of hitting your 18-year-old kid? He's not a minor, right? Like what's
he didn't hit him though.
I'm
I
just
said he put
saying.
him in the headlock.
I don't care if he didn't hit him. If he walked over there slapped me, I don't care what he did. My thing is like, what is the consequences? He 18. It's just assault.
I mean, it's a bad look.
It's just
That's
assault
what
now.
Ernest is
Yeah,
saying.
we
It's
just
a
talking
bad
about
look.
public
Like
perception.
it's a bad
With a
look.
public, they're all public figures.
Okay.
Not even just T.I. They're all public figures. We all know King. We all know T.I. We all know Tiny. Should they be arguing with their son in public?
No, they shouldn't.
But see, but in that is no. With them, it's different because they don't have no sense of privacy. Like they have multiple shows, like them reality shows. Like they don't have a privacy thing. So like, I don't even know if it even looks bad on Tip because because his life is so open. Like you know how like shocking it was to see Jay-Z and Solange fighting in the elevator because we never see nothing about Jay-Z's private life at all. Period. We only see his music. We see them when they out in public. We never see nothing about his private life. To see that happen and like it was like shocking. Like I don't even think it's shocking to be like, oh, T.I. choked King out. It's like, oh, all right, because they might have seen him do that on the show. Their life is very public.
Yeah, I'm about to say, T.I. got something going on like quarterly. Yo.
But I mean, with his whole, not even that, but his whole family. Like his whole family is on them reality shows. Like something is a little bit different for like when it's like his Hov, it's like, oh my god, Hov and them did that. Like,
I'm not arguing with my son in public.
true.
I don't care how. Listen, I'm gonna tell him. Listen, shut up. We could talk about this later.
But what if he don't shut up? Like young boy got mouth, bro, and he talking.
That's a fact.
Like, what if he don't shut up?
I don't even know if we played the part of the video. Like, first of all, like I said this to Ern earlier, was like, I don't know if I'm ready for my son to be like, you cap. Like, I don't even know if I'm ready. I don't even know if I'm ready, like, for him to, like, I don't talk like that to my parents.
Yeah, he was definitely challenging him. Talking about he's staying on business, and I know you. When you telling your pop,
he's talking crazy.
he's I know you. I know you. What that mean?
Yeah. I was just having this conversation with my mom the other day about my nephew and his dad. So basically, my nephew dad, and he from the streets, like, did a long time in jail. Like, he's a street boy. And he was talking to my mom and basically was telling my mom, this is her grandson, telling about her grandson, how my nephew was basically getting smart with him, basically said, F you, you don't know what you're talking about, hung up the phone on him, all of that. And he was he was about to just ride over to my mom was telling him like, no, you can't go over there, do nothing to him, put yourself in a bad situation, risk going back to jail, something like that, whatever. So my mom basically was telling him not to go over there. And I was saying to my mom, like,
I don't know about that.
I was saying to my mom, like, you can't stop him from doing that.
Right.
I'm like, as a man to another man, like, his limits are like how, and that's his son, and his limits are how crazy you could be talking to somebody where it's like, I'm gonna go over here and put hands on you. So like, we face to face, T.I. and his son, that's all I'm saying. Like, he face to face, you capping, he cursing, he talking crazy, and from the streets.
Right.
As a dude from like, you gotta like, it's just certain levels of things. Like, like even not being from the streets, y'all. It's only a limit of how crazy somebody could talk to you outside. Right. Like, before we gotta go there. Like, as my kid, I don't think it turns off, bro. Like, you talking too crazy. If it was anybody else, I'm gonna have to put you in. If it was
but it's not
else,
anybody else though.
Nah, and
it's
that's
your child.
And that's where people get it messed up, bro. Like, you gonna talk to me in ways where you wouldn't let nobody on the streets talk to you like that.
Yeah, I'm about to ask the question. We had an episode of like, what if you don't like your kids or you don't F with your kids? But like, would you ever fight your kids?
After a certain point, yeah.
Yeah, like at what point is it like, yo, I have to fight my own kid?
When he looked like he ready to do something physically, then you might have to show him. No matter what. If that's 17, if that's 18, if he a grown man, if he looking like he wants to do something to you physically, then we might have to take it there.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's just a frustration thing. Like, like, it's hard to, like, hold restraint and argue. Like, that's why you try not to argue with people. Like, we only could carry this argument for so long before it get physical. Like you already, like you've been in a situation where you arguing with somebody and like 2 minutes into this argument, it's like, yo, I'm about to just punch him.
Yeah, I'm done rapping.
Like I'm done talking.
Yeah.
Like I'm done talking. So I gotta just. So we have to end it.
But you've also been in that same argument where you just shut up.
True.
New dab tip, middle of the episode. Get your ass in the gym, because the day will
That's
come
a
when
fact.
you have to
That's a fact.
be ready for your son.
I definitely gotta be ready for Lodge when he ready to test me.
Mid episode drink. Get your ass in the gym and get ready. Like be your whole purpose. Be like, I'm just in the gym until my son challenged me physically, and I gotta let him know.
Yeah, you just gotta let him know. Son.
What else we got, bro?
All right, let's jump into it. So it was a guy on the internet. He was talking about he don't let his kids have phones.
In screen time.
And he limits the screen time on the iPad, but they don't have phones at all because he is trying to limit the exposure of things to his children. How do you guys feel about that?
I ain't mad at that.
I think everybody approach to how they handle the internet and social media, I think it should be that serious. Because I think we mindlessly be like I didn't get a phone until 11th grade, right? I think we said that on here.
Yeah.
I didn't get phones until like 11th or 12th grade. And like nowadays, kids be in 1st and 2nd grade with phones.
Yeah.
Right? And it's kind of mindless. It's like, hey, I need to call my kid. I need, it's this access. Versus
Right.
like when we grew up, it's just you had to be at a spot to get picked up. If you wasn't there, it was a problem. Versus like you could be anywhere and just call, hey, send me your location and I'll come get you. It's too much tech. But what this dad was trying to do was protect them from like all the stuff we talked about, being on TikTok, being on Instagram. I think we forget how easily influenced we can be.
Right.
Like we not always our kids' greatest influences. If I subscribe to this channel and it's teaching me something negative to build bombs, I'm gonna learn how to build bombs. You think what I'm saying? Like, it's a level of monitoring. And if you don't have the lifestyle where you can monitor everything they watching, then you might have to take it all away at once. That might be your best alternative. But I think eventually you're still going to come into negative influences. But I think that is a good start.
So like
point.
his thing was like, let the kids be kids as long as they could be kids. So like his thing was limiting the amount of information they could take in would keep them in a younger space mentally longer.
Yeah.
So in that arena,
Is that controlling? Or is
It's a form, but I'm not mad at it. As a parent, you definitely got the right to parent the way you best see fit. I just don't know how well that'll work in today.
and that was what I was about to say about
I just don't know.
because you may
We're in
limit
an
it in your
information
house, but your kid
age.
is outside.
Exactly.
So like somebody else's kid is aware, and they're gonna talk.
Right.
Somebody's gonna communicate.
Or you just at your cousin's house and y'all both watching the tablet together.
Right.
Right. So it's like, but that was his mind. Like that was his play to be like, if I could keep kids, like he was like, my son is gonna be grown way longer than he's a kid. So I'm trying to keep him in the kid space as long as possible. It's kind of like, not to get off religious, because Lou always laugh when I get religious on it. But it's like Adam and Eve. It's like I don't know anything. Before I ate the apple and had the knowledge, I don't know. So it kept me in this state of bliss before got
You know a
exposed.
lot about the Bible, bro.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to know something to do, but yeah, like so, like I mean, I don't know.
I'm
like,
not mad at it. I'm not mad at his thinking.
Like
I
what?
just think,
It's a tall task.
yeah, conceptually, it sounds good. I just don't know how
it
well.
works.
Yeah, how well it works.
Right. I mean, my kids got access to like way too much.
All of our kids do, bro.
Yeah, like way too much. Like, and it's
Bro, I'll be watching my kid talk on the game, got the tablet on YouTube,
right.
and got his phone and on FaceTime with three or four of his
Other
friends at the
kids.
same time.
Right.
But if I ask him to take out the trash and sweep at the same time, He don't know which way to go.
He can't. How you gonna take out the trash and sweep? And then...
Exactly. And don't listen. Take out the trash and then sweep. I didn't say you had to do them at the same exact time.
I'm trying to do both. That's what you told me.
Exactly. But you could be on FaceTime, on YouTube, on video game
sit here
at the same time.
At the same time.
Bro.
But yeah, like I don't know. Like, I mean, it might be like to the detriment of like my kids, maybe, but like I ain't really like overthinking too much. You know what I'm saying?
You know, another thing too, like
I got a kid with social media. I got a kid that's on YouTube making videos. I got another kid that's watching YouTube every day that curse too much, and they cursing on YouTube.
I think my biggest point is this, bro. It's like we're not helping our kids if we're not teaching them to navigate the world that is current, right? So like you can't be like, yo, we didn't have phones until 12th grade.
Right, that's how he was talking.
And that's kind of like he was talking from that space of like, you know, they would be better off if they were raised in my time.
But they don't live in your time.
But they don't live in your time.
Right.
So like I feel like if you do introduce your kid to social media or the internet, like it's better to teach them like this is what it is. It's not real. It's not this. It's these really mean people in here that bully, and you know it's better to teach them that playground to be like, yeah, we just not ever take you to the park.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
1,000%. Definitely just got to teach them to navigate the rights from the wrong, the ins from the outs. This is how. Don't believe everything you see on here,
Right.
because it ain't real. I agree with that 1,000%.
Yeah, because you're gonna run into it at some. That's the problem when it comes to sheltering your kids. Like one day, like life is gonna smack you in the face,
Facts.
and you want them to be prepared.
Facts.
When it happens. Like, you know, like even like it's just like the other morning, like Nadi was going to school, and she was walking to school, and she called me, and she's like, yeah, it's a big dog out here, right? I'm like, you see the owner? She like, nah. So she asked some lady, like, is this your dog? So the lady like, no. So I'm like, all right, well, you know, like, just keep it pushing on the way to school. Like, what are you gonna do? So she's like, so like we stayed on the phone the whole time. She got past the dog. It was cool. So she was like, yeah, I just was gonna cry. I'm like, you was gonna cry? Like, what was that gonna do? Like, you better get away from the dog. She was like, well, I was gonna run and cry. Like, listen, man, like you just strategic planning has to be deeper than like, yo, I'm just gonna cry.
Right.
Like,
they
but
don't even have the survival instincts.
But I mean, like, she made it through. She was like, yeah, you know, dogs know when you scared. So like, I just walked all calm. I'm like, yeah, but if it starts to chase you, then you better run. Like, don't just be calm with it. Like, but she was like, yeah, I just was gonna cry. Like, what was the crying gonna do? Like,
bro, it's not just in movies. This is very real life. Of like, there was always somebody in the neighborhood with a dog named like Killer, and if that got loose,
you gotta get loose. You better jump on a car. Bro, you gotta get skinny.
And it's like a telepathic. Like, yo, this dog is loose. So you see somebody booking it,
yeah.
And it's like you knew the. Like without even having to really lay eyes on the dog, like you knew the.
Yeah, so that's why you just back to like things are situationally, but you can't be like sheltered. Like you got to be outside a little bit to know
to experience that,
right? Like to know.
See a dog haul ass.
Yeah,
yeah. I just don't think sheltering your kid or super sheltering your kid
is beneficial.
Yeah, right.
No, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact.
Up?
So in other news, I seen a little girl the other day, like she probably was like 3, cute little baby, and they was in there like putting a lace front ponytail puff thing on, like gave her a whole lace front dude.
Bro, this generation has to be stopped, bro.
Yo, it was like nuts, yo, like, but it was crazy because like on the video, like the voiceover was like Malcolm X talking about like if you hate yourself and all of this stuff. Like it was crazy, but like, yeah, you can't. Yo, no lace fronts on little kids, yo. Like, I be seeing like them, like they be having like little girls going to kiddie proms. They be having like leaves and all type of stuff. Like it's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like wicked. Like,
so this video you talking about in particular was like a child under the age of 1 with a lace front on,
little baby,
with a lace front on, and I guess her natural hair was like real low cut, like how my natural hair is. And it's like, how much hair do you expect?
They wanted her to have, yeah.
How much hair did you expect?
Bro, who made the lace front for the Newborn.
Like they was installing it.
They was installing it.
Like you seen them cutting
You
the
could see
lace
the-
thing. They was installing it on her. Like it wasn't like they
Yeah.
purchased the little kid lace front. It was like somebody was in there doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it was going.
Where your
crazy.
morals at as the hairstylist?
You got
If somebody call you like, yeah, I need you to make this lace front for my 10-month-old. No, I can't do that.
Insane. Like yo, you gotta chill. Like in some things it's just like, and that's back to like what dude was saying about like kids being kids. Like let your kid be a kid.
Yeah.
Like everybody went through like, oh, I had a little bald head baby face. I ain't had no teeth.
That's
like,
your that's your insecurity.
right. Like what you was gonna go get some veneers for your kid when their teeth fall out? Like what you gonna do? Like everybody went through like, yo, my kid ain't got no teeth in the front,
That's
or
a fact.
they ain't got no hair right now. The kids sleep on the back too much. They got the bald spot in the back. Like it's like what you doing here? Like it's a time and place for like everything. Like
The voiceover do make it crazy though. Like it's like
Right.
there's no such thing as good hair.
yeah, it was the Malcolm X joint, the crazy Malcolm X speech. It was wild. I'm like, yo, this is nuts, yo. This is super insane. But yeah, man, let your kids be, let your little, let everybody gonna go through their little rough phase. You know what I'm saying? They gotta let the what's that? They gotta let the caterpillar turn to the butterfly. You know what I'm saying? They gonna go through their little phase. Let them have
Bro,
it.
is they even cat?
Is
The
that
little
even
girl,
a caterpillar?
right?
No, it was a
little
cute
girl's
little
10
baby
months.
too. Cuz.
Who don't care how she look? Who don't care about? That's 100% your. I don't want people to see my baby bald head. But why? Cause babies be bald head. Like what are you
That's a
talking about?
fact,
That's a
yeah.
fact, man.
That's a fact, yo. It's crazy, like, yo, it's mad funny. So, it was a video of a guy. It was just like a little voiceover video. It wasn't even nothing crazy about the video. But the theme of the video was men roughhousing with their sons, and how like some moms are like opposed to the idea like being rough with his son and stuff like that. So like. She had an issue with it, bro. I see your face.
Why?
I thought it was being too rough with her
And the
kid.
caption was like all these approved, like mom approved roughhousing, pillow fights, wrestling.
Yeah.
It was like all these like approved like versions of roughhousing, and I was just thinking like, I don't know, like, do y'all like calculate like, yeah, I'm gonna just start roughhousing with them, or like, is it safe or not? I just think dads just start doing it, right? Like you just start, like that's our version of play, right? Like
Yeah.
So like, have you ever had like the mom of your child feel like you was like even down to like throwing your baby in the air, like moms always are like terrified that like yo.
They gonna drop
Yeah,
the
but
baby.
it's never is don't drop my baby
Yeah.
or don't hurt my baby, and that's it.
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff.
I'm
is,
not about to stop.
Yeah, and especially with little boys, a lot of that stuff is neat. I had seen a video the other day, and it was real informational. It was talking about how like little boys is like overdiagnosed with like ADHD because they're not allowed a lot of like physical activity. A lot like like when you try to make like they got a lot of testosterone in their body, so they're not like burning it off properly. Like if they're not outside enough, if they're not running around enough, if they're not physical enough, if they're not playing enough, then they start to do it in other settings where it's not approved. Like we're supposed to be sitting still in the classroom and stuff like that. So then they start to like diagnose them with like ADHD because they're not getting enough, like physical input. And it was like that's a common theme of what's happening right now, especially because like like we're in the era with like everybody's watching TV, everybody's on it. Like we was outside a lot as kids, but now these kids are more, like we say, sheltered. They're on their phones, they're on their tablets. There's a lot of electronics. It's not a lot of actual physical activity, more so a lot of just like thinking stuff. So like at some point, as a boy especially, testosterone kicks in and your body is going to yearn for that physical input. And if you're lacking that, throughout the day, throughout how you was raised, you're going to then do that at times where it's inopportune. You're not supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
So if we talking about roughhousing with your kid, that's the form of that, especially like boys, that's a form of that physical input. Like that's a form of helping that and burning that because like we need that. Like we yearn for that. It's chemically.
It's crazy. Like I think they on something about that, but
the ADHD thing.
Yeah.
Facts.
But
It
how
blew
I
my
wrestle
mind.
with Manny, yo, like I be doing things to him, like I hit him like just hard enough to knock him down, so he knows to get back up, or like I might restrain him and make him struggle for a minute or so, just so he can the struggle to like break free, right?
Right.
Because one day this is gonna happen at recess. Like you can directly apply this. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be at your big cousin's house one day, and they're gonna be like take a limb and like be stretch you out and pull you different directions. These are the things that are gonna happen. So like when I roughhouse with him, it's not like I play with him like an adult, but I definitely be intentionally roughing him up.
Yeah.
Like much so, it's intentional. It's not intentional. You know what I mean? I am intentionally roughing your ass up because you don't get this from anybody else, and as your dad,
Right.
you know.
Man, they need more cousins, bro. Back that conversation we was having about like people just don't got enough kids. Like, man, we was like, we didn't need we didn't need our dads to like manufacture the physical. Like,
my older brother was there. I had
That's what I'm
a
saying.
brother
Like
that
your
was 9 years
brothers,
older.
your cousins, like
Bro, sharpshooters, rock bottom, Hulk Hogan, leg drops, figure
Yeah.
four. Like I was getting all the wrestling moves done on me in the house, bro.
yeah, you didn't like. Now you gotta be now as a pop, you gotta make the physical.
Yeah,
It was so many of us. We had teams.
Right.
We had Royal Rumbles with teams that we just all playing. Like you right. We definitely didn't need our dads to administer.
Right, the physical
Cause it was plenty of us.
But that's
right.
I mean,
and then if it wasn't even like even without like family members, it was outside. That's
Facts.
another thing. Like being outside, like you outside, like you on the block, like your friends is out there. Like we're gonna end up in some type of physical situation.
yeah. I remember before we moved to our new crib, at our old crib, Manny had climbed up this little tree in our yard, this little maple or oak or whatever the fuck it was. It was a tree, and he got like stuck, and it was maybe like 4 or 5 feet off the ground, like just off the ground. And he was just up there like, Daddy, come get me. He was crying. Like, it's like, yo, bro, you went up there. You got to find your way down.
You gotta get down.
You got to get down. So, like, I was like, it's okay if you jump and you, like, land on your feet and then you fall on your butt. Like, and he was like, what do you mean? I was like, if you jump, you'll see.
Right.
And that's exactly how he landed. On his feet, fell back to his butt, and popped up. And I was like, what you doing all this crying for? You know what I mean? Making a scene.
As long as you don't dive head first.
Yeah, just don't dive head first. But then he learned how to like go back down like on his belly, like and scoot.
And
like,
he learned.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's a
He
learning.
had to learn.
He had to be
Exactly.
outside to get that experience.
Exactly.
This topic also makes me think about like people talk about like raising girls and boys different, and they say like how society sees a boy to a man is like nobody cares if you figure it out, if you get back up or not. Like it's like very cutthroat. You know, versus where like women have less of this pressure, I guess, because eventually you could like marry and somebody could potentially like help you or take care of you. Like you go from getting taken care of from your father, and then eventually you'll have a man
To help you.
navigate. Right? So like you have to be quote unquote rougher on boys because they have to learn how to get back up or like make something of themselves, or like society is like the pressure like you make, you know, you have to go make something of yourself, basically. Like, you know, and it's like, I wonder if, like, from that child's play all the way to adulthood, that's a part of that mentality you're building with your kids. So, like when Manny hurt himself, I'm not the run over there and, are you okay type dad. I'm like, you good? Give me a thumbs up.
Well, you just want your son to be tougher because as a like that's just a thing. Like at some point, like for a girl, not saying that they don't because girls get into fights, but it's girls that go their whole lives and never get into fights.
That's a fact.
And it might be a boy that go his whole life and never get into a fight, but I think it's rare. I think it's rare that happens. Like you never get into no physical. Like at some point as a boy, you're gonna come into something physical. Like if you're a girl and like maybe you do a sport or something, then you're gonna go into something physical. But like as a boy, like you're not like if everybody over here playing sport, like you're not just gonna be the boy just sitting there to the side.
I mean, you could, but once again, you talking about fights. Like fights when you're a boy, things happen just because they happen.
Man,
you know, like without like manufacturing it. Like a kid could want to come over here and take your phone from you, and then we got to fight because I need my phone back, Jack. You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah,
somebody could
it's
walk up and
different.
hit you because they hating, and now we just fighting. It don't really need an explanation. It doesn't even have to be confrontational. I think kids, in particular boys, are always pinning themselves against each other that way, right? Like
That's the testosterone. That's the male. You know what I mean?
yeah, so
Like it's like
natural.
strong on strong. It's strength on strength. Like they prey on the weak. Like you don't want to be like, man, they gonna think you food because they gonna think you sweet. Like as a girl, if a girl was just nice and sweet, it'd just be like, all right, she's just nice and sweet. Like as a boy, like he nice and sweet. Oh, we gonna get over on him.
Yo.
Like it's just that perception. Like when we was with E at the Catholic, what he said, bro. Like we went to. What's that? We was at West Catholic one day at the basketball game, and EJ in there like talking about some man, and me and Ern and E talking about some man. If I went to a Catholic school, man, I have all the chicks and I'd be extorting all the guys. Like that was just his perception of how he like these Catholic school kids look soft, but because they look soft, like I would be extorting all of them, and I would have all the girls. Like that's what his thought process was on it. Like, like
man, with
But
my street
he said with my street mentality,
and these Catholic
school kids. That's his exact word. Aaron know he was right there. He said with my street mentality and these Catholic school kids, I'd be extorting all the bulls and hitting all the chicks.
Wow.
That's what he said, bro. Word for word, verbatim. But that's the mentality of like, I just can't have my son be the one that they look at like, yo, he's food. Like it's sweet.
Yeah.
Because it's wolves out here, and I don't think like women aren't looking for other women like that.
Predatory.
Right, they're not like that. But as men, like as certain men, like it's wolves out here, bro. And like I just can't have you be food. Can't have you be prey, dog.
Listen, and to me, it's nothing wrong with that, bro. Like
Nah,
at a
facts.
certain age, my dad had punching bags and stuff in the basement with boxing gloves. If Mark and Hakeem and CJ listening to the pod, they know we used to fisticuffs in the basement with the boxing gloves. Even Kadeem, you know, at a very young age. I'm talking like 6, 7 years old. You know, down there. Not even saying that my dad was a minister and it, like, yo, y'all fight. No, it was just the basement with the playroom, and it had boxing equipment in it, and we was boys. We had headgear and mouthpieces down there too. So
That's what's going to happen. Like that's just what's going to happen. You can't avoid it.
yeah.
And other news, so how we feel about I already know what Aaron gonna say. So you are a biological father, or you're the stepfather, one or the other. You could take whatever stance you want to take. And let's say you the stepdad. Let's say you the stepdad, and the kid lives in your house. Do you feel like you're in a position where you need to consult the biological dad to discipline the kid?
What form of discipline we talking about?
Any discipline. Because the kid lives under your roof.
Physical, yeah, but it's just a courtesy.
So why are we extending the courtesy before or after? I guess it's not a courtesy if it happens after.
Right.
So we had to extend it first.
It's not a courtesy if it happened after, but it is respectful that you let me know.
Because I seen a dude online and he said, man, the kid live in my house, I ain't consulting his dad.
And I ain't mad at that. This kid live in my house under my rules, and I run this castle. Point blank, period. So I ain't really mad at it.
Now,
It's mature, but I ain't mad at it.
I don't know if I disagree. So go ahead.
Is it different if it's a boy versus a girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
So I don't
That's
need you
right, that's
disciplining my
right.
daughter, and hopefully the mom steps in to discipline the daughter a little bit more.
That's
Right.
a fact.
But in regards to like
I agree with that too.
I'm not calling anybody to discipline Manny. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody to call to discipline Manny. I'm disciplining Manny.
I mean, but that's just something, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, even if it was Eli, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was, you know, I don't. First of all,
Definitely not getting permission for what go down in my house.
yeah, especially from a disrespect standpoint, like disrespecting the home, disrespecting mom, disrespecting dad, that type of stuff. In regards to like I might call you and be like, yo, he was acting crazy at school. But I mean, but if he disrespect me or mom in the house, I'm not. Who else is there to call? I am the call.
So that's like the similar. That's like the similar statement of like when like your son is acting up and like the mom like, oh, I'm gonna call the dad. Like I'm gonna call your dad. Like it's like this. I gotta call somebody else to get this done.
I am the call.
Right.
All right.
It's
We
there
ain't
is
going through all these different channels.
That's a fact.
like it's almost kind of like the Big Brother effect you were talking about. I'm gonna tell God on you. I'm gonna tell Santa on you. Like I am that.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm not calling nobody neither. I just wanted your opinions on it.
Like and granted, if there is an issue,
It probably will be an issue.
If there's an issue, it would just have to be handled afterwards. I need the person that's under my roof to know what I'm on. In regards to respect in the house.
Right.
Now, if he got a problem afterwards, then I got to see him or whatever. Then that just has to be what it is. But the kid needs to know that like whatever caused this discipline to happen, we ain't on that. We ain't on that.
Right.
So.
Now, does time play a factor into that? Do y'all feel like? So, like, what if it's like what if it's like your
like a new relationship?
Yeah, like boy been here like 2 months, but they moved into his crib or something.
Now, if he overstepping in that 2 months, absolutely.
Okay.
Because you're not about to get all super aggressive or super. You barely know my kid. You don't even know what my kid be on. You just see him do one bad act or whatever it may be, and now you super macho. Nah, we not doing that.
It's definitely a time.
Because you don't know my kid.
It's definitely a time. It's definitely. I think realistically, maybe like a year. Like I need you. Like even as a man, I think it would take me a year to even feel comfortable.
Be comfortable to do.
To be comfortable
like
to do that. Like I think I have enough equity in with mom and child to be like, hey, I feel comfortable disciplining in this mode. But anything before that would be kind of like crazy.
Well, I mean, we know some people in the world that's like that.
Yeah, chill, bro.
I'm not going to expose nobody on this joint, but I'm just saying.
Listen, man, power at your own risk.
They get active with other people's kids early.
Chill, yo.
But yeah, it's definitely like a time, like like it's definitely a time. I think it's a time thing. That's why I wanted to put that out there just for like listener context. Like I think like people should understand, like don't let your like boyfriend or new relationship come in this joint and just think like.
And let's preface this even more, yo. Mom or dad's new boyfriend or girlfriend versus like mom and dad, husband, wife, all that stuff, long-term relationship, all that stuff matters. It can't, like you said, it just can't be the new boyfriend every 4 months has this green light to beat my kid and they only been here a few months. Like if there's somebody like that, they're going to the next level, fiance, all the stuff trending towards like you about to be around here, like I'm comfortable with that.
Right.
Because you need to have your own established respect yourself as a standalone.
Right.
Because you'll be calling me, like, you know what I mean? But in regards to like it being short term, I don't know, bro. Like it don't even make sense, yo. Like it don't even make sense. Like Aaron gave a good example. Like you ain't even been around the kid enough to know behavior. Like you haven't even studied the kid.
We see that a lot. Like we see, because you know what it is. A lot of people like, and for real, like how you limit a lot of those things. Like just don't have people around your kids early. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really like a thing. Like it should be amount of time when you meet a person before you like have them around your kids, because like it's a lot of time we see like, oh, it was mom's new boyfriend or dad's new girlfriend and then this happened. Like how they get new boyfriend girlfriend 3 months later and they done did some weird stuff to your kid. Like how does that even happen? Like you should, and to me at minimum you should probably at least like date somebody like 6 months before they meet your kids, bro.
Maybe longer.
But I said 6 month minimum. Bro, yeah. Like at minimum, like it shouldn't be. To me, it's nothing under 6 months that I see. Like, yo, I'm bringing my kid around you, or I don't even really want to be around your kids for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just a thing. Like I ain't really even with like I hadn't seen Nadia. I was talking to Nadia's mom for 7 months before I even seen her. I just knew she existed. Like I know she got a kid, and I know she exists. I physically seen her, didn't see her for like 7 months. Like see her at all, no capacity. So like, and vice versa. Like same thing with like my kids. Like anybody like that I've met knew like don't be around my kids, cause I don't see them. Like it ain't. It's just not a thing.
You think the kid's age plays a part in the
Is
decision?
it like the introduction part of it?
Yeah. Like you have smaller kids.
And so they're more impressionable. So probably I think about it probably more.
Okay.
As an older kid, I mean, like if your kid is like 15, like I probably won't care. You probably won't really matter because I don't need you to I don't need you to influence my kids or be like,
Right.
like I'm not like if my kid is 15 and like I meet a girl, like oh yeah, you might could meet them on the day we all could meet together. Like because I'm not expecting you to jump in and play that role for my kid, and I'm not expecting my kid to be influenced by you, and I don't really think it's something you could really do malicious to my kid. But like as a smaller child, absolutely, I'm protecting you. Like I need to make sure you cool before I bring you over here, and then like you get to doing something goofy or like my kid starts to like you. Because then like there's a thing like that's a thing too. Like when like I know we're going down like another little rabbit hole, but kids get attached fast to somebody. Like oh I liked this person, and like we've been doing this. We just started doing. We in our honeymoon phase. Everything good, and then like 5 months later, this chick is a different person. I don't even know who. I don't even recognize her no more. You know, we've been in situations like that. We've all been in a situation where you talking to somebody and everything is great, and then like one day it's like, girl, you're not even the person I even knew. But now my kid been around you for 5 months and they kind of like you, and I'm attached to you. Now they like, oh, where Miss Stacy at? Now I gotta undo, you know what I'm saying? Real rap. But that's what kids do, bro. Like you don't, kids will do that. Kids will ask for like, yo, what happened to Miss Stacy? Oh, I like Miss Stacy. Why she don't come around no more? Now I gotta explain to you why Miss Stacy died or something.
On another level, bro. He just pulling names.
I'm just telling Miss Stacy.
It was mad believable.
Miss Stacy was in a car crash. She's not coming around. She's not coming around no more.
Mad believable.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know it's Stacy.
I think that's really happened though.
No, it never happened. I don't even know it's Stacy.
I remember just tying it all together. I remember my wife was like, this kind of burnt us out too a lot. But like, it was no like our kids couldn't stay anywhere overnight until they could speak. That was like a rule she had.
That's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big fact.
So like,
I agree with that.
So like, even with family members and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's a fact.
It's creeping people in your family.
That's a fact. They be the most creepy.
Yeah. So and granted, you know, as a kid, like we were talking about having tons of cousins and all that, you just would go places. And I wasn't raised like that, but it took me a long time to figure out why she was like that. They're like, yo, like they can't stay anywhere until they can tell me, like,
what's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, she ain't wrong.
So,
she ain't wrong. That's a fact.
So age do matter. For
Yeah,
sure.
1,000%.
Yeah, age should play a part for sure. Absolutely.
We got anything
So
else?
yeah, in other news, there was a kid that got lost in the airport.
Whoa.
Parents turned his back and
On some Kevin?
listen, no, we're
Home Alone.
this is crazy, bro. He thought it was a game. Parents turned their back. Kid hop on the belt that they put the bags on, and he was going down the conveyor.
The conveyor belts, yeah.
He was about to go under where the planes was at,
Yeah.
cause he rode all the way through the baggage claim thing, all the way down
The joint making
Wait,
them like
nobody seen him?
not till
Nobody seen him go
not
through
till
the
he
thing?
was far down that
they
joint.
seen them on the monitor where they had to stop the belts and workers had to get him off.
Yeah, he was all the way down under the bottom. No, he was about to be a bag, bro.
Yeah, it definitely was gonna be a bag.
He was
bro.
gonna be a bag.
He's gonna be going to like
Singapore.
Alaska. So, yo,
Nah.
Bro, he rode through the road.
he was like 3, like a
He was a
3-year-old
small
mobility,
kid,
like a
bro.
3-year-old mobility. Like climbed up, was still wobbly, sat on something. Oh, it took off, and then he went down. It was like ping ponging him, like slapping him, like moving him to the left and right. Yeah,
Cause he was listening.
like you going now this way, now you going this
he
way.
was luggage.
Oh, nah.
Like how you know how the railroads pop up and make you go right? That's how it's
He
doing.
was
Like,
going crazy in that joke.
um,
But yeah, just losing your kid in public settings, man. One time I lost Ash, Lou Dre, can't remember which one of them it was, in Chuck E. Cheese one day.
bro.
Looked up, he was right here, and I turned, and I didn't see him no more.
He just wasn't there no
He
more.
was gone. Walked the whole. Luckily, Chuck E. Cheese was small.
That gotta be the worst.
Yo, it's the craziest feeling in
That's
your
a
stomach.
fact.
Like I'm never gonna find
It's
my
like
kid
your heart
again.
really, you really feel it in your stomach.
Yes.
Like, to not see your kid when you.
When you turn around, he's just not there, bro.
Yeah.
just gone. He was like sitting under a table, like messing. I can't remember which one of them it was. He was under a table when I found him. But I done walked the Chuck E. Cheese 4 times. Like,
You know,
yo, where he at? Can't find him.
my one experience of this is we was in Acme on Baltimore Pike in Media, and we don't really shop at Acme. I went in there just like to probably grab quick things for dinner, and Manny took off. He was like 2 or 3 years old. He just took off like around the perimeter of the whole Acme. He did the lap like 2 or 3 times, and I was just in the wrong part of the lap to see him. So he was just like completely
Outside?
inside.
Oh, inside. There.
Inside. So like the perimeter of the whole store.
Right.
And it took a worker to be like, "Are you the parent of the kid running the lap around the perimeter of the store?" And I was just like, "Yeah."
Right.
And I'm like, "Where is he?" He was like, "Oh, he's up in like bakery or something." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Manny." And then they be at that age, like, cause Manny doing the store. Manny was just crying when we was in Macy's because he couldn't find me just recently, like a couple weeks ago. But they be at the age where you be yelling out for them and they think it's funny to not like respond,
to
hide and not respond to you, right? So it's like it become like this hide and go seek game. And it's like no, it's serious. Like I'm like losing my mind you, and I still have that ownership weird feeling with Manny sometimes too. Like oh my god, like I'll tell his mom.
No, it's not even. That's not even just you. Like that's every man on the planet. I was thinking the same thing when I couldn't find whichever one of the kids it was.
Like, yo, she gonna kill me,
right? Because that's the next thing. Like how am I explain that?
Like, don't walk back in this house without Manny, dog. Like,
yeah, you can't, bro. That's first feeling is somebody that kidnapped my kid and I can't find him. Second feeling is how I'm gonna tell their mom. That immediately follow. Once you get past the somebody kidnapped my kid, I can't find him. The immediate thing is I gotta go explain this. And how am I gonna explain this? Like, yeah, no, dad was needed to be around to have a playbook on how you explain this to your mom.
How did you break it to the mom that you lost the kid?
No, bro, but yeah, bro, losing your kids in public places is nuts. Young boy was having the time of his life, and the kids just be having fun when you find them.
You ain't never lose a kid in like Six Flags.
No. You lost lives in Six Flags?
No, I'm just saying. But it's been times I've been with groups that we can't find a kid in this super big place.
Yeah. See, I was in Chuck E. Cheese. It was small.
Exactly.
And they had like a person that checked the kid. They actually, Chuck E. Cheese, that maybe kids have left, but Chuck E. Cheese actually has somebody that stands by the door that monitors who's coming in and out.
With the little
with the thing.
stamp on your hand.
So the kids can't just leave. So like I kind of knew he had to be in here as long as someone didn't take him. Yeah. But being in like Six Flags or somewhere, negative. Acme, bro, I'd have been losing my mind, bro.
Bro, people lose their kids at Disney World and stuff like that.
I was about to say, but you've been there and heard them over the monitor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Such and such, if you hear me, code to XYZ because your parents are looking. You've heard that 1,000 times.
If you lose a little kid, like they ain't not even be paying attention to that. Because like I said, they just having fun. Like the young bull on the conveyor belt at the airport, it's a ride. He don't know nothing.
Yeah, I want to check in 4 bags, 2 carry-on. Yeah, and we're going to L.A. and 6-hour flight. That's going to be $89. Turn around, be like, Max? Max
gone. Now he out of here.
Max on his way to Europe.
Like, that's the... Like Ern was saying, like with Home Alone, like how you brought up Home Alone, like yo, they went to Paris, bro, and left their kid at the crib, like on an accident.
I was thinking Home Alone too.
And in New York,
yeah. He stopped to put the batteries in the Walkman, bro, and they went left to Florida,
right,
and he went right
to New York,
bro.
And that's even crazier because like Home Alone 1 is a little bit all right because like he at the crib.
Right.
Like I could just get back to the crib. He at the crib. Maybe he just didn't burn the crib down. He didn't leave. He cool. Dog, you going to Florida and your kid going to New York?
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's crazy.
Like he ain't never even been to New York,
bro.
Like,
you got to stop playing mid-flight, bro. I need you to turn the whole vessel around, bro. I need you to turn the whole.
Bro, they gonna
tackle
tackle you, bro. As soon as you go up to the cockpit, they gonna tackle.
Yo, I'm gonna be like. Yo, Cat, my son on the way to Florida. We going the wrong way. Like I'm gonna need you to intersect this space.
I'm gonna need you to use the GPS.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to about face and go the other way. You know what I mean?
Yo,
like
that's a fact. Yo, that's a fact.
Well, that's one of my favorite.
Home Alone 2?
That's one of my favorite movies, bro.
Home Alone 1 for me, bro.
No, it's Home Alone 2, bro.
1 is...
Home Alone 2 is the best movie in the trio to me.
The Wet Bandits, bro?
Yes.
Listen, man.
No, we the sticky
The
bandits.
sticky bandits.
We the sticky
No,
bandits.
I was the Wet Bandits, cuz. Before we get out of here, I'm going to leave y'all with a new dad tip. Well, this would be for the dads before they become dads.
Right.
Man, talk about expectations before you have kids with your partner. Make sure that y'all talking about all expectations, schooling, how you want them to be raised, religion if you're into that, and all expectations should be clarified because kids are gonna throw a monkey wrench in every single thing. Like, it's unbelievable how much your life is gonna change after kids. Like, you might not even like the person you with just because of the kids.
Right.
Like, just how they handle the kids or how things go, like, that becomes a strain on your relationship. So before you decide to go out here and have kids, please talk about your expectations and raising them. Oh, what's up, dog? Love y'all guys.
No, for sure. I like that dad too.
Yeah, and our dear Lou and Dre for today comes from Lamont. Shout out to Lamont. That's Lou's brother, if y'all haven't picked that up by listening to the pod.
Yeah. We had a conversation, and he had asked me, like, what is your biggest goal as a parent for your kids? And I wanted to ask you guys that.
To be successful for me. That's my biggest goal. Like, I just want you to be all right. Like, I don't care what you doing, as long as you're successful and happy at what you're doing. That's my goal. And I've succeeded, and I can wash my hands with it.
Yeah, I was about to say happy.
Happy.
Not even so much successful, because success is subjective to however it look to you. But as long as you happy with what you're doing and then you're happy with the decisions that you've made, then I'm happy, no matter what that looks like.
I think my biggest goal as a parent is to have the resources to help them obtain their goals, right? So whatever that looks like, because I think I could have benefited from that. You know, we always create things that, like, we wish we had.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wish my parents had more resources for me to do what I was doing, you know, instead of just having to take the long route all the time and, you know, use my talent and my skills to just get just far enough versus, like, really making a real impact. So I think that's what this conversation stems from, a bigger conversation I had with my brother about, like, he was like, man, don't have too many goals for your kids and all this stuff because they're going to grow up and be their own people. Like, don't have this such outline life for them,
Right.
because they're going to grow up and be their own people and do, you know, their own things. And I think there's a lot of truth in that. But once again, as a parent, I just hope to say my kid don't want to do school, he want to do a trade, he want to own a business, I want to have the resources to help put some of that in play, versus like I'm against this whole, like, the next generation just has to learn everything firsthand and, like, the hard way, and, like, I'm against that. You know what I mean? If we ever want to pave a lot of things forward, they can't have them firsthand experiences in every single thing. You know what I mean? Some of them things will happen, but not the whole way. Like, I struggle, you got to struggle. I'm not that type of parent, you know? So I just hope to have the resources. That's, like, my goal as a parent, is to establish, like, I didn't have college savings. You know, going to school, everything I took out was loans until I got some scholarship support. You know, application processes, we didn't know how to do all that. Connections, you know, network of, like, hey, I know people in different industries, so hopefully they're around in 15 years when my kids want to figure out what they want to do with their lives. That's part of the resources for me, you know.
That's a
So
fact.
long-winded answer, but that's where I'm at.
No, that's a fact. Appreciate you guys today. I feel like it's really time.
Yeah, shout out to Stacy.
Yo, cuz shit, you shout out random people, dog. Get me blitzed.
Chill, bro.
Listen, cuz can't get thrown in no blender. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody for tuning in every week, man. The support is amazing. We love y'all. We gonna keep bringing this content, and y'all gotta keep tuning in. Until next time,
Until next time.
we out.
Join the More Than a Dad family by following us on Instagram, subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for daily questions, motivation, dad jokes, and new dad tips. If you enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to like, comment, and share our content with other parents. Last but not least, make sure you check out our new merch. The link is in the bio of our Instagram as well as the description of this YouTube video. We are truly grateful, and thanks for supporting More Than a Dad.
More than a dad. More than a dad.